Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Imperial Scholars Podcast. My name is Mitch. My co-host is Cabs, as always. And in today's episode, Cabs, I got a subject you're going to enjoy. We're covering something that you're more familiar with. It's a pretty simple-minded faction I should be speaking of, or a more simple-minded character in specific.
Oh, are we doing the boys? Are we up in here with the boys or what?
We are doing a boy. We're doing a boy.
Yeah.
We're doing the main man, the biggest and the baddest of the Warhammer fantasy universe, Grimgor Ironhide.
Ooh.
This character is kind of a meme of how overpowered he is. I'm not going to lie.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
You know how the 40k version, like the big bad orc dude, how it's like he's actually been killed off like 7 times, but he comes back every time?
Yeah, Gazgul. Yeah.
Yeah, Gazgul, yeah. Grimgor is the absolute reverse of that, where it's just like, yeah, absolutely nothing can kill him. It's like they put Omni-Man in the Warhammer fantasy universe, is the best way I can describe it.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
okay.
He is like that level of powerful. It's kind of busted.
How have the orcs not taken over now?
Well, what it is just that it's... All right, we'll cover that in a bit, all right? Let me explain this. So, we have to go back. We actually haven't covered another faction that is in the sort of background of Grimgor, of how he becomes the biggest and the baddest. Because we've sort of talked a bit about Chaos Dwarfs, right?
Yeah, like I know a little bit about the Chaos Dwarves, little greedy guys.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know they exist. You know that they're like industrialist as all hell. Like that's kind of their shtick.
Yeah, they burn down all the trees. Yeah,
I mean, honestly, the Chaos Dwarves are pretty much the closest you'll get to like a Tolkien monster. But they're mean. They're badass, but they're mean.
Yeah, they're the Uruk-hai from the Two Towers.
Yeah, pretty much. They're the Uruk-hai, and that's the interesting part is that because their thing is that they are such industrialists, right? But the thing is that they look at it all, and usually a dwarf would be like a normal dwarf is like, yeah, you just put in the work and you don't complain, but you want to do things smart, you want to do things proper, right? You don't want to take any unnecessary risks or anything like that. The way that the Chaos Dwarfs go about it is like, oh, unnecessary risks? Let's just get slaves. Just get all the slaves we can get. Just all the slaves we can manage.
Oh, they're slavers.
Yeah, they're big slavers. They're kind of like the Druki, actually. Except I don't think they enslave other Chaos Dwarfs. I think they're too prideful for that. They're kind of weird because it's kind of like a butchered, bastardized version of all the normal dwarf values.
Huh.
But yeah, but on top of that, they also really like they see themselves as the dominant race and all other races are inferior. And so they have no issue with enslaving. And so, well, because they're up pretty much just northeast of the dwarfs, in a land that basically does look like Mordor, like it's just ash and just volcanoes and just soot and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they reside. That's where they live. And they're like, all right, well, the only thing out here are goblins and orcs and other monstrosities.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. The issue being, of course, being like, well, if you want an orc as a slave.
Yeah, they enslaved the wrong orc, didn't they?
Not exactly. It's actually a lot, like, their idea was smart in a way. The issue was they were like, all right, we can enslave all of these random orcs and we can use them for grunt labor. Like they actually do manage to break the will of these orcs so that they do the labor of just like swing that pickaxe day and night, right?
That's actually impressive.
They can break anything's will, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's like they're pretty nasty dudes. You don't want to get taken by these guys. They're pretty harsh. They're pretty metal.
Okay.
But so they were... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so how does this go with our hero?
Our main man? Well, the thing was they were like, well, we can take in all of these orcs and we can use them as slave labor. The issue being is that when we're taking in orcs, at the end of the day, the average orc is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, right?
Yeah, they're dumb and they just want to scrap.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you can tell him to go and mine and swing that pickaxe all day long, but also it's like, oh, they're not really meeting the quota that we expect. Go figure that enslaving orcs would be a bad idea when it comes to creating, a labor force. So their solution to this was like, well, we're chaos dwarfs. We're chaos worshippers of a lesser chaos god. Let's use all of our crazy black magic and try to breed a new, better version of the orc just to make it a little bit more durable and enhance it a little bit, make them better for labor.
Dude, they literally made the Urukai.
They literally just make the Urukai. Yes, exactly. And this is where they create the Urukai of Warhammer Fantasy, known as the Black Orcs. Because these are basically the closest thing you'll get to a Chaos Orc.
The Black Orcs. Oh, I've seen them in Total War, actually.
Yes, you'll see them. They're the elite shock force of, just the biggest and the meanest, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's actually how the Black Orcs came into being, was just through weird science and experimentation and magic stuff that the Chaos Dwarfs were like, let's just throw this at it and see what happens. So all these mushroom men just came out smarter, they came out tankier, they came out stronger, and they also came out quite a bit meaner. So this went on for a little bit, that they were like, oh great, we've created a new super species of orcs. That worked only so long until the orcs decided to revolt and kill their masters.
Yeah, figures. Figures.
Go figure. You created it's basically just every Jurassic Park movie now. We created a new breed of dinosaur. Oh shit. Who'd have think this would go badly? So that's exactly what happens. Is now we just got these alpha orcs that are just ransacking the place and revolt, and they actually nearly wipe out the entire Chaos Dwarf race. They really decimate their species. I mean, still they exist, but it's a big blunder on their end.
And our hero of the story was the leader of this revolt, I'm assuming?
I don't know if he was the leader, to be honest, and very little is known about Grimgor, but by the time he already, he emerged out of that wasteland, he was already missing an eye and was horribly scarred. So he went through some, Griffith-level torture from the sounds of it, just existing in this place until he's, zog it, and then just killed everything. So he was most likely at the front lines leading the guy. Well, leading, air quotes, is basically just how well are you killing things. And you're inspiring the other boys.
Are Black Orcs more smart than other orcs?
They are
more intelligent?
Yeah, they are actually a little bit smarter. They're quite a bit larger and meaner. They're just overall to be honest, they are just better than the standard orc. They are just better functioning in most aspects.
Okay.
And the Black Orcs...
And they come from...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just going to ask, and they come from mushrooms as well. They're little mushroom dudes as well.
Yeah, it was literally a thing of let's use black magic to experiment on the spores and try to create the alpha orc.
Oh, dude. What idiots.
Yeah, not the smartest. Well, okay, to be fair, when you look at how the Chaos Dwarfs function as a race, not surprising. They are arrogant as hell, but they usually can back up most of their stuff because they are just that mean and that efficient.
Except this one time where they probably condemned the world to probably one of the worst races.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they condemned it to one of the meanest things to ever emerge and just decimate the known world. So Grimgor steps out of there, and all of the Black Orcs pretty much just head down south through the World's Edge Mountains. I think at one point they go to Karakadrin, the Slayer's Keep, and they just start slaughtering the Slayers, and they just keep moving around and just basically ransacking. They go from a life of enslavement to a life of just pillaging everything.
Wow, so they even kill like slayers and stuff.
Oh yeah, they have
That's
no.
crazy.
Yeah, they. I mean, they function like standard orcs of just we just want a good fight. So they ended up just making their way to the Slayer's Keep by accident, and then just killing everything there, or a good chunk of the Slayers there. And I think eventually Grimgor just moved on. I think
Yeah, he
he
just got
assumed. The
bored.
thing is that Grimgor assumes. The thing is that if Grimgor leaves someplace, he usually leaves because he gets bored and he assumes that they've offered the best that they have to offer.
Are you serious?
That is literally his shtick, is that he goes somewhere, the fighting becomes too mundane for him. He's like, I've done this for so long, it's getting boring, and he goes to find a new thing to just kick its ass.
So does he ever lose? Like,
No, not really. Well, we'll cover that. Don't you worry. Because from here, he went from the mountain hold of Karakadrin, and from there he goes actually further north and across into the realm of Kislev.
oh, he fights the Russian boys.
He fights all the Russian dudes, and he proceeds to mollywop them as well. It's also worth pointing out, like, Grimgor has an elite bodyguard group that he has referred to as the Immortals. So these are other black orcs who are basically the meanest of the mean, the hardiest of the hardy. And the only way that you become an immortal is if you can keep up with Grimgor's bloodletting and just constant need for violence.
Damn.
Because, I mean, it's a thing of, like, you're going to be in the thick of it. You're in the thickest of the fighting if you're an immortal. Which is also, I believe that they call them the Immortals with a Z, because it's a reference to a Chaos Dwarf faction of elite warriors that called themselves the Immortals. So he was like, yeah, I'm going to just like make fun of them and call my boys the Immortals too.
That's kind of funny.
It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
How did he like get into charge there? Like, who did he have to like fight any other black orcs for leadership? Like,
more than likely. But the thing was that another key thing I haven't mentioned is that Grimgor has some pretty good drip.
What do you mean by that?
So, I mean, he's got some real thick armor. I mean, he's called Grimgor Ironhide for a reason. So even if you hit him, it's probably not going to do much. But he's also got like, basically he just took apart a forklift and just like turned it into his armor, like with how thick the armor is around his body.
Damn.
It's like a panzer tank. And he wields a magic demon forged axe that is called Gitsnik, which in Orcish just means foe slayer. Git, Snick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. The pieces are coming together for you. Yeah, and he also wields something referred to, it's a trinket referred to as the Eye of Gork, which he claims he won by winning in a headbutting contest with the god Gork. Which I don't know if I really find it that far-fetched given this man's track record, as we will soon find.
So my man has talked to Gork and Mork, and he's a believer of Gork and Mork.
Oh yeah, they still believe in like Gork and Mork. The black orcs are still, I mean, they're still orcs at the end of the day. So Gork and Mork are the best.
Okay.
And black orcs also they see other orcs as inferior to them. They see them as, well, ironically, they see them as Brutus and stupid. Mostly because it's like they still lack the intelligence to lead.
Yeah, I was just gonna wonder like how like black orcs interact with normal orcs and like the little like guys.
Oh, like goblins? Oh, goblins, they're absolutely like, they hate goblins. They actually are kind of disgusted by goblins because it's like they're so small and weak that they're useless.
Yeah, okay.
In the eyes of the standard.
What about like squigs and stuff?
I mean, they're not going to go out of their way to herd them or anything like that, but you'll probably find some in their army, no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Grimgor does have goblins in his army at this point because just... The thing is that, again, he's an orc that's just going around ransacking. If you're kicking enough ass, other orcs are going to flock to you.
Yeah, like they want to fight with you. They want to serve under you, right?
Yeah, and that is literally how he becomes a leader. Is he's just not looking to create his war band. He's not looking to rule. He's not like it's not like Skarsnik where it's like I'm the king of the Karak Eight Peaks. It's just like I just want to fight. And apparently, it's like there was one situation where Grimgor went a day without fighting, and he killed a handful of orcs in his own encampment because he wasn't getting a fight. He went 2 days without fighting, and he killed, I think, a third of his forces. No one has seen him go 3 days without a fight.
Oh no!
Because he is that bloodthirsty.
He just fought his own dudes?
Yeah, he was like, I am so bored, and I'm getting pissed off with how bored I am. I need to kill things. You over there, I need a third of you to come over here so I can kick your asses.
You just soloed these guys? Like,
Yep, he just soloed them.
Jeez.
That is what I'm saying, bro. That's why I'm like, oh, he won a headbutting contest with Gork? Not that far-fetched. I can believe it. Again, he went to the Slayer's Keep and just started killing Slayers until he got bored.
That's kind of, how is he such a good warrior? Like, I'm so confused.
He's just got that black magic in him, dude. That chaos energy. It just made him better. That's the thing. This is the one time that chaos energy has like worked. Like, it's not like black orcs can randomly turn into chaos spawns or anything like that. They just got better as orcs.
Are all black orcs like insane warriors?
Yes, yeah. Not to the degree of Grimgor, okay. But they're pretty mean.
Damn.
Because they all have the thing of like they have better armor, they have better gear, and they're just more slaughtery.
So who's in his army? Like what does his army consist of typically?
Other black orcs, obviously. His lads that he calls the Immortals. Just the standard stuff, to be honest, that you could expect with Orc Wog. Just like everything else that goes along with it. Because basically it's just, whatever happens to crawl out of whatever whatever hole in the ground and chooses to be with his Wog.
Oh, dude, how deadly is one of his Wogs when he calls one?
Well, here's the thing was that, okay, so I said that he went into Kislev, right?
Yeah.
He was actually being such a devastating force in Kislev that he was pretty much on the brink of getting to the Kislev version of Moscow. He was close to like getting rid of Kislev and getting it, like tossing it off the map. And Kislev's whole shtick is that it's been like the front guarding force against chaos for like hundreds of years. Grimgor nearly wiped this place out within like a few weeks.
He's that powerful?
He's that busted. And like I said, man, he was like, all right, and now we head for Moscow. And then Tsarina Catherine, the, queen of Kislev, was looking at this going, oh, fuck. This isn't good. This is really bad, even for us. There's only one solution here. And they pulled a World War II and they were like, we're going to just summon a giant blizzard and just have everyone just leave their homes, come towards the capital city, and just have this blizzard freeze all the orcs to death. So it was like, we're going to do like scorched earth, or in this case, just frozen tundra, and just freeze all of our crops, freeze all of our villages so that we can keep these orcs out of our damn capital. Keep Kislev alive. But the thing was, Grimgor looked at that and went, huh. All right, let's keep going. But eventually, enough of the other orcs were like they weren't fitting, they weren't up to task. They weren't able to keep up with the magical blizzard that was being summoned and just, slowly killing off their forces. And anyone who said to Grimgor being like, boss, I think we needs to turn back. The lads ain't having it. They just got put 6 feet under in the snow. Or turned to lunch. And this went on for a while until eventually Grimgor's one of the shamans of Grimgor's armies, like it took the shamans, who was, you know, the voice of reason in pretty much all orc accents, to go, "We should turn back, boss. This ain't working."
That's actually so funny, dude, that they like literally just hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Pretty much, yeah. And they were just like, all right. And then eventually Grimgor's like, fine. If that's the way it is, so be it. And then he proceeds to, you know, turn around and go back. And the second he does, the blizzard lets up. And attempting some Gork level cunning, he goes, "Hurrah!" And he turns back around, and then immediately the blizzard comes back, and he's like, "Ah, shit. All right, fine. Let's leave."
That's actually kind of funny.
And
he's like, haha.
Yeah. And it's immediately, it's like it comes back. He's like, "Shit. All right, fine." You know, that's him attempting some Gorky level cunning.
Gorky level cunning.
Gotta love it. And so for a while there, Grimgor's thing is that he actually just goes between, in the spring, he would go and fight Kislev, and in the winter, he would retreat and he would go and fight the dwarfs of Kalakadrin in the Slayer's Keep. And he would just go on for this for a while. I think this went on for a couple of years.
Oh, God, dude, that's so ass.
Yeah, that's a rough time for both factions. I mean, Grimgor was having the time of his life, but yeah, it was no fun for anyone. It's like nothing can stop this goddamn thing. Again, you're trying to fight like a panzer tank with a stick. It's just not happening.
Any like named heroes like attack him during this time, or was he just killing like normal people?
I don't think he kills anyone named. I think he's just, well, I mean, I'm sure he's still fighting elite forces is the thing, but I don't think he kills any named characters per se. It isn't until he eventually gets bored of fighting these two places, and he somehow ends up finding his way onto, somehow he goes into like the subterranean paths. I'm not sure how. He just wanders off. Once again, I think he just loses his wog. I think he literally just leaves the boys and lets them fight without saying anything, and he just pulls an Irish goodbye.
Like by himself?
Yeah, he just leaves.
Like, does he take his immortals with him, or does he just...
He might take the immortals with him probably, but I think by and large he just goes on his own and, you know, leaves the rest of the forces to just do their thing.
That's actually hilarious. Okay.
And somehow he finds himself going into the underway of, you know, like into the tunnels that just exist across the old world, whether it be by the dwarfs or by the Skaven or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Just like through caves and stuff. And eventually he finds himself just walking into the middle of a battle amongst Skaven and orcs.
Like a different orc faction.
Yeah, a different battle that was already like taking place. And so he proceeds to throw himself into the thick of it. Like, this is awesome. A new fight. Let's go. And he just goes in and finds the most like biggest, baddest challenge and then just starts killing everything in sight with his immortals and stuff.
Okay.
And the thing was, this was actually the faction he was fighting. I don't know if you remember this from the Skaven episode. He was fighting the forces of Hell Pit and Clan... Oh, shoot. Clan Molder. You remember those guys?
You might have to refresh my memory. What do they do?
Yeah, that's all good. Those are the Flesh Molder dudes. Those are the dudes who make the monsters.
Oh, like the genetic guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now I remember. Yeah, those guys are like the funky mad scientist.
Yeah, that's exactly who he's fighting. So he's fighting a lot of just random monstrosities and stuff.
Oh,
the crazy thing is that Hell Pit is one of the most prominent like Skaven clans or Skaven areas that you can go to. Like, no one goes there willingly.
Yeah, why would you? Like, you're probably gonna fight some like weird ass abomination or something.
Yeah, or you're gonna get turned into one. Just like you're just gonna get turned into a random screaming head on like the side of a Hell Pit abomination.
Oh.
So, I mean, you know, that's no fun for anybody. But Grimgor is sitting there going like, this is great. I'm fighting all these random monstrosities and I'm having the time of my life. Here's the thing. When Grimgor joined the fight, they were actually getting close to the Skaven breeding pits of the clan.
Like the orcs were, or like
because it was like, and this is one of the most prominent clans. And it's like, if they get to the breeding pits, we're done. We don't have anything. Our clan will be decimated off the map.
That's actually crazy.
And so Throt, the unclean, the dude with the 3 arms, is like, I have a solution. This is like, I have my ace in the hole. And he releases I think like a dozen or so monstrous rat ogres with all manner of random mutation and modifications done to their bodies to just make them absolutely vile and rabid and just bloodthirsty. And these rat ogres do a devastating enough job that the orcs actually do end up retreating briefly.
Oh wow! Even Grimgor, our hero,
except Grimgor. He saw this. Everyone else retreated. He stood in the middle of the pathway of these rat ogres and went, "All right, bet."
It's like that scene from Game of Thrones with Jon Snow.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the horses charging.
Of just the guys charging in and him standing solo. The difference being is that he actually fights off these rat ogres solo.
And he wins, I'm assuming.
And he does, in fact, win. And all the other orcs see this, they're inspired, they rally back, they're ready to fight the forces of the Skaven. And then Grimgor gets bored and leaves.
Are you serious?
Well, because he looked at it and he went, oh, that's probably the best they have to offer. All right, shit, I'm leaving.
That's hilarious.
And he leaves again.
So he could have pretty much wiped these Skavens off the map if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could have wiped one of the most prominent clans right off the face of the earth. One of the cruelest clans, too. And he just decided, if that's as good as it gets, I'm out.
That's hilarious. What did the other orcs do when they saw him leave?
Well, they didn't know. He pulled an Irish goodbye again.
Where did he go?
He went north.
Okay.
He went out. He got out of there, and he decides, all right, we're just gonna go further north. And from here, he travels into Norska.
This is all by himself.
No, I think he's got a new force at this point, or he's got his immortals and stuff with him as well. But yeah, he just leaves that fight, another fight like half done. Okay, they'll figure it out. I don't care what happens.
Who is this man, bro?
A chosen of Gork and Mork, bro.
Is he actually their like chosen hero? He must be at this point.
You know, I don't really know. Again, I don't think there's any books on Grimgor. He's just a character that has appeared in, like, rule books. Mostly because I think a book about him would be it'd be hilarious, but it'd be boring as sin.
Yeah, I guess, because it's just a character that just always wins.
Yeah, it'd be like Yujiro Hanma from Baki, dude. And then just, like, an entire book of that.
Yeah, fair.
It'd be like Demon Back 101.
What does he do in Nordska then?
Well, in Norska, he just goes and starts bullying all of the Norskins and the Viking guys.
Okay.
He just fights every manner of monstrosity out there. I mean, there's other like monstrosities out there that he can like gain to his wog. Like there's like trolls and stuff like that, like out in, all sorts of stuff like that he can get to his banner.
And they join him, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, so I mean, Grimgor just being the biggest, meanest, loudest orc there is, just has other orcs join his forces. And eventually, somehow, he ends up running into a character by the name of Krell the Conqueror. This guy is the envoy of Archaon the Everchosen. This is like the champion of Archaon.
All right.
So, I mean, I feel like it goes without saying, this is a guy with a big pedigree and a big chip on his shoulder, because you're the second in command of Chaos.
Yeah, that guy, right?
Yeah.
Like
Krell the Conqueror, yeah. Okay. So Grimgor, naturally, is like, all right, cool. Look at all these Viking and Chaos worshipping dudes that I can go fight. The Spiky Boys, he calls them. He's like, let me go fight the Spiky Boys.
Oh man.
And so, of course, he goes and proceeds to fight them. However, this time around, Grimgor does a one-on-one duel with Krell the Conqueror, and he goes completely unaware of what's going on around him, like with the rest of the army. Krell and Grimgor go at it for, I think, a day. I think they go at it for the entire day until they realize we're actually pretty much at a stalemate. Somehow.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I can understand. It is Krell.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the second in command of Chaos. Makes sense. But yeah, so he's just like, all right, like nothing is working. I can't get the upper hand. Neither one of us can get the upper hand. We're at a stalemate. And at that moment, Grimgor stops and looks around and he realizes, oh, my army is actually completely decimated off the map. And I hadn't even noticed because I was in such a good fight.
Okay.
So he's actually surrounded by the entire Chaos army and Krell's just standing there being like, all right, you make the move. But Grimgor realized it's like, all right, I didn't win this fight. Like Grimgor does realize at the end, it's like, this isn't a fight that I won. I'm leaving. And none of the other Chaos warriors dare to even go near Grimgor. They basically, like, he goes and he's like challenging them, being like, yeah, fine, come at me, give me a good scrap. And they just part, like Moses parting the sea, being like, fuck that, bro. Let him leave. I don't want to deal with this guy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And at this point, this is where Grimgor decides, yeah, we got from this point forward, I will no longer have any goblins in my army. That's the reason I lost, was because I had all the little goblins. I will only have the biggest and the meanest of the orcs around me to fight with me at this time.
Ooh, that's not good.
It is no bueno. It is not good for anyone, sir. And from there, he leaves, and I think, correct me if I'm mistaken in the comments, but I'm quite sure from here he ends up making his way down through the Empire, basically just ransacking stuff there, probably killing beastmen in the process and stuff, just killing whatever comes his way. And eventually he makes his way towards like the center of the Empire, and he fights, I believe he fights the Emperor. I believe he fights Karl Franz, who is like mounted on top of his Imperial Griffin.
He fights the Emperor?
Yeah, I believe so. And he kind of wins. He doesn't kill the Emperor. Like the army has to retreat. And from there, Grimgor just goes about just ransacking and devastating everything. And that's pretty much the entire lore of Grimgor, is that from there he just goes across the known world. If he made his way to Ulthuan, they'd be dead. There's no shot that they would have lived.
So like, what's he doing now then? Like at this current moment in like fantasy, I guess. Oh no, I guess, is he an Age of Sigmar? Did he make it?
Yeah, I gotta cover this part now. Okay, this is the aspect. So okay, we're going end times lore here. All right, we're giving you a little bit of a clip it.
Well, a little bit of a tease.
A little bit of a tease. Well, okay, I say a tease. This is more of an idea of how bad the end times is written.
Okay.
So Grimgor, it's just revealed to us being like, oh, Grimgor actually went all the way to the far east of Cathay, which is basically China, and off-screen wipes Cathay off the map.
Oh, okay.
He just does that.
That doesn't make sense because he would just leave.
It makes
It's
absolutely
already contradicting.
no. It makes no. Yeah, he would leave, and he wipes one of the strongest human factions off the map off screen. Like, it makes no sense.
No, but I feel like he would fight their strongest warriors, right?
Yeah, and then he would just
leave.
dip.
Yeah, like he could have killed like the Skaven, he could have killed like Kislev, he could have killed like so many people, but he just leaves. He gets bored.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense that he would burn this place, especially considering that Cathay has a constant issue of dealing with Tzeentch. It would make way more sense for that to be the case that Tzeentch finally won. But instead, they're like, nah, Grimgor went and just raised it off screen.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So you're following me now. You're seeing where the issue with the end times is. Prior established lore and character traits just thrown out the fucking window.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but continue. So he kills Cathay. Then what?
And then from there, he somehow finds his way, making his way over to the Empire, which at this point is doing a big last stand against Chaos. The dwarves are there. I think the elves are there as well. It's really like the big, like, Lord of the Rings battle of, like, you know, all the Order forces fighting together, blah, blah, blah. And Grimgor just happens to step in and go like, sup, lads? How's it going? And this was retconned a bit. Well, not this part. That basically he goes up and somehow he gets into a conversation with a fucking dwarf.
All right.
The dwarf basically looks at Grimgor and says, "Don't fight us. You want to fight the biggest and the meanest and the baddest? There is a dude by the name of Archaon the Everchosen. He's the biggest and the meanest, and you should go and fight him. He'll give you a good scrap. That's worth going after, bro."
Dude, there's no way.
And Grimgor listens. He doesn't fight the humans and the dwarfs and everything. He goes and fights. He's like, I'm going to find Archaon and take him down and show that I'm the best. All right, I'm going to give you the original version of what happened.
So right? It's retcon, though, you said.
It's been retcon. So here's the original. The original was that Archaon was fighting someone like the big champion of the Empire, and he was about to lay down the final blow on the champion of the Empire. And then Grimgor snuck up behind Archaon and kicked him with all of his force, with the force of all of Gork's fist right in his nuts. And had
there's no way.
And had Archaon the Everchosen like keeled over in pain, like crying. Meanwhile, Grimgor thought it was so hilarious that he literally walks away, guttural laughing the entire way, and is never seen again.
So that's the original.
That was the original.
Dude, what?
The retcon. Yeah, exactly. It's just dumb. It's just bad and stupid. I mean, I know it's Warhammer, so you can do whatever you want, but they just didn't give a shit.
What? Why would anyone even like think that was this is stupid?
Like, I don't
sacked the dude and left.
Well, and it's like, aren't there editors there?
Weird. Okay.
Anyone to be like, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe this is dumb as shit. But anyways, that was the original. And then the new version is Grimgor. This is better. This is admittedly better. Grimgor goes and fights Archaon the Everchosen, challenges him to one-on-one combat, and Archaon accepts. Archaon is actually having such a difficult time fighting Grimgor that he actually has to like use the magic of his demon weapon, this sword that he has, because he's got all these chaos artifacts to help him out. That he actually needs to rely on the aid of his sword. And then after a giant final battle where both of them are fighting like neck and neck, and just barely Archaon scrapes by and beheads the Black Orc in that big final battle. I'm not so opposed to that one.
Oh, so he's dead now then.
He is dead now, yeah. And I'm not so opposed to Grimgor dying there. That seems like an appropriate place for him to die, considering how busted Archaon becomes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Archaon is in Age of Sigmar now, and he's flying around on that giant demon thing, right? Just like slaughtering everything in sight.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a more fitting end than him sacking a dude in the nuts and then never returning.
Yeah, and then just disappearing into the mist and just leaving over the horizon. Like, that's it. That was the end of it. I'm okay with Grimgor dying to Archaon and Archaon barely scraping by. That makes sense. Because, I mean, Grimgor has been that level of a tank and a beast, this far in. I mean, who knows? They could bring him back in Age of Sigmar because they can do whatever they want, obviously. But as of right now, he's remained dead, and it doesn't look like he'll be coming back anytime soon. I'm okay with him staying dead.
Oh, so he does eventually die. That kind of makes me a little bit sad. So then who's the new orc guy?
Yeah,
Sigmar,
they just got like no like big like chieftain dude like Grimgor at this point. They just got like some standard dude on a war wyvern, you know. It does seem like they need, like, given Age of Sigmar now, they do definitely need a big named orc character, because other factions literally have gods on their side that you can play as.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad. You know, I have a soft spot for the orcs, so
I know you like your mean boys, you like your hard lads.
I like my boys.
You know, it is unfortunate that he's done, but it makes sense that if he was going to die anywhere, it would be to our lad Archeon, who obviously will need his own episode when I read about him.
True, yeah. At least he died to the biggest dick in all of Warhammer fantasy.
Oh yeah, absolutely, no question there.
And that is a much better retcon than him kicking him in the nuts.
Oh, dude, this is so like ugh.
When did they even write that?
Oh god, like 10 years ago now, I think. I don't even know. It's been I don't know, it can't be 10 years ago. I think Age of Sigmar's only been out for like 6 or 7 now. I'm not even sure now. But yeah, it was a while ago, and thank God that they retconned it to be like, maybe let's not have it be dumb and lame.
Yeah, but that is much better.
But yeah, that is the story of Grimgor from beginning to end, pretty much. Is bro is a slave, breaks out of being a slave, goes on to becoming a just mean ass war boss, and proceeds to fight Archeon the Everchosen in a big final battle. I still think it's dumb as shit that he had to be told to go and fight him by some random dwarf, but whatever.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid. I feel like he would just fight everyone until he just made his way to Archeon. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if he looked over the horizon, he sees a big battle taking place. It's like, oh, Chaos is winning and they're going to take the city. Archeon is at the front lines. Like, he would see that, he'd be like, I'm going to go fight the biggest army. I don't care about the Empire. Or hell, they would even just fight everything, right? But they probably focus on Chaos.
He'd probably fight everything, or he would like maybe like watch for a second and then just see that Archeon's like kicking everyone's ass and be like, that guy must be strong. I'm gonna just go challenge him.
Yeah, it's like Goku.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much Goku. This man's actually just Goku, dude. He just leaves his family, fights the strongest people, and then returns home.
Exactly. Grimgor, yeah, just Grimgor Kakarot, just Orc Goku, just going and killing everything, and then eventually getting bored and leaving.
No, he's more like Beerus, actually, than Goku.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm too exhausted to destroy your planet. Yeah. I must go and fight something new for another 3 years.
Pretty much.
And
so does he fight like any other named people, or is it just that Krill guy and Archeon?
Well, I mean, he did fight Carl Franz, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he might have fought in Ungrim, I'm not sure. It's plausible.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he was in the Slayer's Keep. So maybe they battled it out at one point, duked it out or something.
But he's never killed like a big main named character then, hey?
No, I don't believe so.
Like no like named demons or any of that stuff.
No, I don't think so. Which is interesting because I'm like, I feel like he absolutely could kill, say, like Scarbrand or something. I feel like that is doable for him. Yeah,
this like he sounds like a beast, but I'm surprised they never like made him be like, oh yes, he went into like, you know, the realm of chaos and killed this demon dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when he was in the Norse, I'm sure he did, you know, it's entirely because you know, he's in the Norse. I'm sure like a random like demonette or a bloodthirster is just like popping up out of the snow. But yeah, it's not like stated anywhere, I don't think. And also, I say he can fight, what's his name, Scarbrand. I gotta be real, dude. Pretty much everyone and their dog in Warhammer Fantasy has beaten Scarbrand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Malekith actually somehow manages to fight Scarbrand and Valkia the Bloody, who is like the human champion of chaos who now looks like a Valkyrie. And he fights both of them and wins.
Why is Scarbrand so bad?
I don't know. He's a real laughing stock in fantasy. He's kind of like,
really,
what's that thing where it's like the Mort or whatever? Like, look how big and strong this monster is. It fought Mort, you know?
Fair.
That's pretty much Scarbrand in fantasy, unfortunately, is just to be like, it's supposed to be a pedigree thing, but everyone just kicks his ass anyways, that it's not really as impressive.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Okay,
that's
well.
pretty much the tale of Grimgor. I don't know if you have anything else to ask. I got nothing else to add off the top of my head.
I do have one more thing.
Yeah.
Are black orcs still around in Age of Sigmar?
Oh. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I was just wondering, like, at least if his people made it. His brothers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the
brothers.
thing is that now it's like you look at black orcs, it's like if any of them still exist, it's like that's the last of them. There's not going to be any more because, you know, Chaos Dwarfs deleted.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So I think you can still technically have them on the tabletop. I believe they can have like the older models. I could be mistaken there though. But yeah, at this point it's like if there's any black orcs left, they're a dying race. They're the last of their kind.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's not like they care. They just want to kill things more.
Yeah, but they're great.
They are great. They're mean. They're mean
I'm
boys.
an orc enthusiast. I'm a Grimgor enthusiast.
Oh, we support Grimgor in this household with the pedigree that he has. Again, he's a balky character, dude. He just mollywops everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's the entire tale.
All right. Well, thanks for teaching me about him.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm like I said, it's kind of the opposite of that dude from 40K. Being like,
Yeah, kind of, huh?
Yeah, instead of dying and constantly and coming back to life, this dude just dies once, and then usually he just ends up getting bored and leaving.
I mean, like, Gazgul's pretty sick.
He's cool in his own way, but he's goofier.
Yeah, he's not like a badass, you know, like that. Well, I mean, he is a badass, but he's not like, you know, not like this dude.
No,
Right.
well, that's the thing, right? Like, I get it, because Gazgul, I guess, like, he has, like, Commissar Yarick that, like, you know, he captures Yarick and then he releases him again. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if Grimgor probably wouldn't do that. He'd probably just be like, I'll find a new one. That's
Yeah, he
fine.
would just kill him.
Yeah, he'd probably just
behead
slaughter him there, to be honest.
And then just be like, okay, I'm gonna find something better.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta go find the Tao's strongest champion and, you know, whoop their Gundam asses. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised that he never came back and fought that dude that he was at a stalemate with, that Krell guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't...
You think that he would return, right? Like, he would return and be like, hey, I'm gonna fight you.
Like, I want a rematch, yeah. It is, like, maybe he does, because, I mean, again, he goes and fights Archeon, so maybe it's in the End Times book. Maybe he does fight Krell again. But I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't read the book where he fights. I don't even know if there's a book where he fights Archeon or where it is, to be honest. I gotta see about that. Again,
Yeah, you would
End
think
Times
that he would
books are like
return.
Horus Heresy. There's like 50 billion of them.
Ugh, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be here for a while.
We're gonna be in the End Times for a while. And I'm gonna be angry the whole way through. That's the thing. My blood pressure is only going to go up reading that whole series.
It'll be a fun episode.
Oh God, dude. They literally forgot about Skarsnik. They forgot to give him an ending.
That's actually kind of funny.
It's so stupid. Anyways, I guess I shall take us home, yes?
Yes, go for it.
All right, well, thank you once again for listening to this episode. As always, please do consider becoming a subscriber if you're not already. Please consider leaving a like. It all helps the channel just to know how we're doing. Leave a comment by all means. I do love seeing them. I love just interacting with you guys, talking about lore and just being corrected on stuff I miss because, let's be honest, there's going to be things here and there that are just going to go over my head. I'm trying my damnedest, but there's a lot. And also retcons. Anyways, until then, thank you all so much, and we will see you in the next episode. Take care.
Thank you.